You throw over $1,000 a month into local wishing wells.
Of course, you idiot, because I'm wishing for more money.
This is the Keeping Your Money Show with Jamie Westenbarger and Bart Steidler.
All right, welcome back to Keeping Your Money Show. Jamie Westenbarger, joined as always by Bart Steidler. If you're just tuning in, we are talking about the real expensive health care if you do retire before age 65. If you ever want to do an analysis on something like that, we work with some great people in the health insurance arena that can do some real great breakdowns of cost and cost comparisons and look at things like the MediShare versus a plan on the ACA, or what's it going to look like if you kept your COBRA versus buying something that's available out there. Just one of the services we offer to anyone that needs assistance with that. You can always give us a call at 888-98-MONEY if you'd like to set up a time to talk to somebody who is an expert in that arena. We do have those people at our disposal. Just a reminder, if you miss any part of the show, you can always find it on our website. Just go to keepingyourmoney.com and click on the previous shows tab. Questions for the show, comments, hate what we're doing, love what we're doing. Usually it's, you don't like something Bart said, but by all means, you can email us.
You got to remind people that every week?
I do, yeah. It's important. It's an important part of our show now. Just send us an email at info at keepingyourmoney.com, and we do respond to all those emails personally. So, great news.
What's that?
Sallie Mae, the private organization that used to be owned by the government, who provide these wonderful student loans to students who cannot afford to pay them back, recently expanded into personal loans, because why not? And now they are going a step further, and they're going to offer all of these graduating students who are already saddled with debt credit cards. And that just sounds awesome. And I have to say, the most annoying thing to me about this entire press release about this, okay? Because it's an article, but let's be honest, it's a press release because it's written very favorably to Sallie Mae.
Yep. And where do they get the name Sallie Mae? I mean, it sounds like a cute woman in the South who'd be on the Dukes of Hazzard or in the comic strip Little Abner, for those who remember it.
So, well, there's a few out there that probably do, Bart. But no.
And if you are, you're probably ready for retirement and you should give us a call.
Here's an argument actually about that name. There are a lot of people that feel they should change their name. Sallie Mae, when it originally was created, because it was sponsored by the government, it kind of tied into that whole Fannie Mae, aspect of things. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of keeping that same, name moniker that kind of indicates the government's behind it.
Right.
When they went private, they kept it. And a lot of people argue that they shouldn't because it kind of still feels like the government's part of it, even though they're not anymore. So it is kind of I don't know. I think it's kind of misleading, because you think of Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae, immediately those are government-sponsored mortgage-backed programs. Mm-hmm. So then when somebody says Sallie Mae, you kind of just assume that's kind of tied into that same arena.
And actually, some of the functions that they used to provide, which was the collecting of student loans and things like that, actually, they broke that off into another company, and they call that by a different name. I can't remember what the name of it is right now. Mm-hmm. So they kept the Sallie name for themselves.
So this article / press release talks about 3 credit cards they'll be aiming towards college students, recent graduates, and young professionals. And then this is what I love is it says, the new cards will offer rewards for responsible financial behavior. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, the most responsible financial behavior you could have is to not sign up for the credit card with a 25.24% interest rate. So I wonder if they reward you for choosing not to apply, because that would be the most responsible financial behavior you could have.
Well, here's the nuts and bolts of it. It says in the later part of this article, they say many students need to learn good financial behavior. Nearly 2 in 5 college students with a credit card have made a late payment, and 62% don't pay their bill in full each month, according to a recent study. Okay?
So we should definitely give them more credit cards.
And then Sallie Mae's going to come out with credit cards that charge between 15.24 and 25.24 in interest rates. So, and then they make it sound like they're doing this to help these people out. No, you're burying those people. You're not helping them out at all.
I mean, when you're talking about how many articles have we, discussed over the last couple of years of people coming out with degrees that give them no opportunities for jobs, owing $50, $60, $80, $150,000 in student loan debt. Mm-hmm. And they think the way that they're going to help them learn good financial behavior is to now give them a credit card with a 15 to 25% interest rate attached to it. I mean, it's laughable.
You stack those two on top of each other, and there's no way you're ever going to dig out.
No, and if anything, if 2 and 5 are already behind, you're almost ensuring that more will fall behind. And then the best part is this guy, I don't know who he is. He's from the organization. I think he's from Sallie Mae. But anyways, he says college is a good time to make those small financial mistakes that you can learn from going forward. Make them when you're a little older and the stakes might be a little higher. Well, no offense, sir, but I think 25% interest rate is a pretty high stake.
Yeah.
I don't care what age you are.
They are huge mistakes.
Well, and we live in a world where your car insurance, your job, your rent on your apartment, all can be based on credit. So really any mistake you make in your credit, I don't care how old you are, could have very long lasting effects on your life. Mm-hmm. To act like a late payment on a credit card when you're 22 is a small mistake is really kind of ridiculous. I just don't even understand how that's like a statement that he feels comfortable making.
Yeah.
It just seems like they're really disconnected from when we should be talking about how we help kids not acquire as much debt as they're already acquiring. Instead, our conversation is about how we get them more credit cards. And if you remember, one of the things that came out during the financial crisis was how many of these credit card companies on college campuses were basically issuing credit cards with little to no qualifications behind them under the thought process that their parents would pay them if they got behind.
Right.
Well, if 2 and 5 college students are behind and 62% of them don't pay the bill in full every month, I think that would indicate that maybe the parents are not helping them. And that's probably a good thing because that's the last thing we really need is more parents who aren't saving for their retirement paying Junior's credit card bill. But we just have to start having a much more common sense conversation about this kind of stuff.
Right. And, from Sallie Mae's point in this article / press release, I mean, that's how they make their money is by loaning money to students. That's their whole market. Students, young people, people just out of college. That's the market that they loan to. And, they make a ton of money on it, even with what must be quite a high default rate.
Yeah, because, if you think about it, if you're charging 25% interest on something, even if 1 out of 10 completely default, you're still coming out way ahead in this equation. I'm sure the credit limits on these things are, minimal amounts, a few thousand here, a few thousand there. Somebody goes belly up on a $4,000 credit card, but you have, 10 other kids paying 25% interest on their $4,000 creded cards. That one that defaulted is irrelevant.
Yeah. It's not as bad as these payday loan operations, but it's, not very far below them either.
Yeah. Well, and you're starting to see a lot of these things that I think they teach bad habits,
Right.
They're convenient, quote unquote convenient, they tout things like rewards, this whole thing, like you're going to get a reward if you pay your bill on time 6 months in a row. You shouldn't even have the bill in the first place. That's the most important thing. Like, we're teaching the wrong thing. Like, who cares if you get a couple miles to an airline that'll take you 10 years to accumulate to actually use them if you're paying 25% interest on the money that you've got on that card?
I've just seen too many younger people in the last year or so make really bad financial decisions, borrowing more money than they should for college, borrowing more money than they should for a house, not having enough to make the down payment. Just even people that are making good money, that they're spending too much of it, not saving enough of it.
Yep.
And I think it's just a systemic type of thing that it's not taught. I mean, of all the things and all the time they're spending in a classroom, I don't think anyone's teaching them, like the ratio of money you should be saving and
Right.
the problem and how to compute a student loan and how to figure out how much of a loan you're going to be able to pay off with the job you're going to be able to get. I mean, when our students are going into college, they should be in 11th and 12th grade in high school. They should really be teaching them this extensively.
They can't. They've got to get 4 years of French in.
Yeah.
Because that's going to do so much for them in the long haul. All right, coming up, we're going to talk on a scale of 1 to 10. Where do you rate your finances? And if it's not a 10, why not? Right here on the Keeping Your Money Show.
There's no one-size-fits-all when it comes to planning your future. Jamie, Bart, and all of the advisors at the Keeping Your Money Show understand that your financial goals are unique and your needs are going to change at varying stages of your life. Our team of advisors can help you tailor a financial plan that meets your unique needs. Call us today at 1-888-98-MONEY or visit keepingyourmoney.com to schedule your free initial consultation.